So, look, it's a real pleasure to be joined by Mike from Y&T. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
In person this time.
In person.
No Zoom or anything, yeah.
The last time was very zoomed up. Obviously, you know, we're kind of across the pond from each other. But, you know, I'm sure you'll have seen the last interview, which was one I really enjoyed. And
I looked it up. That was about a year ago.
That was,
wow.
And then you said, look, we're coming to the UK. Fingers crossed, everything's. And it seems like an eternity ago, but we're here, and you've kindly invited me along to. This is the Picturedome in Holmfirth, which is in West Yorkshire. I've never been here. This is a stunning venue. Now I've just heard the sound check. Band sounds amazing.
Awesome, thank you.
Kit sounds beautiful. First of all, this is a great bass drum head.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's the cover to the Face Melter album.
Yeah.
Artist named Dismukes, he came up with that, with some ideas from Phil and Dave at the time, and then Jill took the parts of the logo and put it all together, on a drum head. So yeah, it came out great. Yeah,
she's a talented lady, isn't she?
Oh yeah, and it just stands out. We put lights on it, it just pops.
Obviously, I've just been walking about during the sound check, and it really is a great focal point. Cool. So tell us about this kit. You haven't seen this kit for a while.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since about 3 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, just took it out, dusted it off, and everything. And surprisingly, it's still in tune and sounded great.
Sounds amazing. It really does. So tell us a little bit about it. So
I got this kit from Yamaha in 2007. So let's do the math. That's 17.
Some years.
Yeah.
Some years.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it's a birch custom absolute, right?
Yeah.
So it's made out of birch, and I love the birch drums at home. What turned me on to Yamaha first was the recording customs.
Yeah.
And I have a hot red one from the 80s, and it's still my go-to recording kit.
Yeah.
So this is arguably the closest thing to it. Same thickness as the shells, but it has a 45-degree bearing instead of the rounded bearing edges. Mm-hmm. And then it only has like one screw per lug, where the recording customs have the longer ones. They have 3 screws, which sounds great in the studio anyways. But I like birch. It's a fat sound with a little more focused attack and things like that. At home, I'm playing the hybrid maples. They sound incredible. I have an oak kit too. Anything Yamaha sounds like Yamaha.
Of course.
And it's killer. But yeah, it's called embossed silver. It's a beautiful finish.
It's a finish I've never seen before, and I hope the camera picks this up. But it's quite hard to describe. It looks like somebody's got a really nice pen, and drawn beautiful lines really close.
With a little shimmer and sparkle to it.
Yeah, and the bass drum hoops match, and it's a stunner.
I've only seen it, but like I said, I've only seen a couple other ones. Mickey Curry has one, and who else did I say? Jason Gianni, my buddy in New York, and the drummer from who did I say? Rihanna. Years back, I saw playing one. I can't remember his name, but that's about it.
So it's not a standard finish, this?
No, not at all. So
really
I want to get more sizes for it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No. And obviously birch is known for that punch and attack and just studio quality.
Yeah.
But you've also got the die-cast hoops on as well, which kind of helps for that.
That's what it came with, and I usually change them out to go with triple flange, but it sounds great on this.
I personally wouldn't change a thing.
It's working great, huh?
It's
the perfect amount of sustain and decay, because the die-cast, since they're lighter, they will, for lack of better words, kind of choke it off a little bit, so because there's plenty of sustain out of these drums. I use the clear ambassadors. We'll go through it in a minute.
Tell us the sizes.
Okay, this is a 24. I love using a 24 with Y&T. I think it's 16.
Looks 16,
Maybe 17. I think it's 16. And then 12 by 9. And then 14 by 14 and 16 by 16. The newer drums, they've been making them like 14 by 13 and 16 by 15, but I actually prefer this. I mean, they work great, man.
Do you know what? I stood out there listening. I was convinced that was a 16 and an 18. Which is it's a good thing, right?
They're huge, man.
Oh, and the 16, I thought that's got to be an 18. Mm-hmm. So sounded amazing. And the snare drum. You were telling me a little bit earlier about the snare.
I got 2 back here, but I've been using this one. I got it last year because it's the closest thing we want to have at home. This is a 6.5 by 14-inch Tour Custom, they call them now.
Right.
Yeah, and it's all maple shell and everything. And then the same thing that I love about it, it only has like, you know, these kind of lugs with only one screw in it, and then there's no lacquer, so it's
less on the shell.
Yeah. So the thing is fat and resonating, and it's sensitive with all the crack in the world, as you'll hear in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And then I also have the Recording Custom 5-inch stainless steel one back there, and that sounds great as well too. A little more crack, a little more, you know, firecracker out of it, but for this gig and most of the rooms we play, I'm going with the wood.
So you'll take a drum and you'll switch it out if the room suits it or it suits the room, whichever way around.
And it's also there for a backup in case I bust a snare head or something.
Yeah, it can happen.
But I have changed it out a couple times depending on the room, but that thing's been killing.
Oh, and let's be honest, the Tour Custom, you know, and I don't mean to be, I mean it's in a good way, it's not the most expensive drum.
No,
it's a lot more expensive.
They tried to make a lower end maple drum, and I won't call it lower end, it's exactly the same as the high end drums. It's a solid piece of maple there, it's beautiful. And I think, I don't know, I looked it up, it's like 399 pounds or something like that.
Which, you know,
by today's standards, that's great.
That's almost a budget snare, but it doesn't sound like a budget drum, that's for sure.
Exactly.
But kit sounds great. Run us through the cymbals, Mike.
Okay, I always play Zildjian, so that's my favorite. So let's start with the crashes on that side. I'm going 18, 19, 19, 20. Use two 19s. And they're A custom projections, which work perfectly for this band. I don't like to beat the crap out of them. I hit them, you know, and let them breathe, and they give me plenty of sustain that way.
A little bit thicker than the regular A customs.
Oh, yeah, way thicker. Yeah. So you get more sustain out of them and a little more attack and everything like that. And I like the two 19s up front. Maybe that one's a little thinner and higher pitched than that one, you know. Okay, so then 15-inch A normal A, you know, hi-hats. I love them, new beats, right? I love the 15s with this band. You just get all that washy sound and the open sound sustaining. A 10-inch fast splash. Yeah, it sounds great. And 22-inch medium ride. I used to use ping rides a lot, you know, and hey guys.
Hey.
I used to use the ping ride a lot, and it just got a little too much out front. So I'm using a 22-inch medium now, which I love. Great body sound, killer bell. You know, the Ultra Hammered China. 19-inch Ultra Hammered China. Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds for these songs, you know, like Midnight Tokyo and stuff. It sounds like the old school Chinas, you know. I love it. And then that's it for the cymbals.
And then we've got an upside down cowbell. I noticed straight away.
Yeah, because they put the plastic side on it to protect it, but I like the sound of the stick hitting the metal, and I don't beat the crap out of my stuff, so you know it survives. But so
that's a Ridge Rider, isn't it? LP Ridge Rider.
Oh yeah, that's the rock Ridge Rider cowbell. Yeah.
There we go. So let's talk drum heads, because obviously quite an integral part of what you do and your sound.
I play Remo.
There it is.
And I like with this band, I like a wide open sound, so I'm using clear ambassadors on everything, top and bottom too. So even on the bass drum, it's a clear ambassador. And I do the Simon Phillips trick, where I take the shower towel, roll it up. He's got a video you can find, and I tape it to that head, so it's like a pillow, but it's only touching that one. I got a very small one here. And it's perfect because it gives you that big, wide open rock sound, but controlled so you can put a mic inside, so it's not like a marching band, you know. And then everything else is pretty much medium tuning, but clear ambassador is wide open. The snare has a 14-inch coated, which I'm not playing any brushes with Y&T, but it gives it I like the sound a little bit more.
Warmth. Yeah.
I like the black dots sometime too, the dot on the bottom side. But with this band, we need a little more finesse and snap, you know. I do a little more tricky stuff, you know. So that's about it for the heads,
Oh, well, that's good. So you use, unusually, just a regular clear 22 ambassador on that side?
24.
Sorry, 24, yeah.
Even at home on my studio kit, I like recording with ambassadors a lot. Sometimes the power stroke too, I like as well, you know.
It's quite unusual, especially for rock stuff, to use.
Well, look at Simon Phillips, man. His bass drum sounds incredible. I can't get away from that sound. I mean, you hear it, you know. It sounds really, really good. So.
It always just, you know, when you see it, especially with the bigger bass drum, 24, and then you half fill it with pillows and stuff, it kind of defeats the object of having a 24. And you know, I always talk to about the sound guy. Nobody's ever had a problem. They got like, I think the Audix D6 and then the Shure 91 in the bottom. And it's like nobody's ever said, oh, it's too boomy, oh, it's ringing too much. It's the perfect amount of punch and boom at the same time, you know. And you need that for this band. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then what else back there? I got the Porter and Davies. I've been using that. I love it.
So is that one of those? Because every drummer I speak to who uses one says it's something they can't live without now.
Yeah, when you get used to it, it's like it's hard to not have it, you know. And our sound man loves it too. We use the Ultimate Ears.
Yeah.
And then with that stool, there's no monitors blowing sound back into the microphone, so it works great. And I don't crank it up really hard, you know. I just barely have it on, so it feels like
Apart
a
from last night.
Oh gosh, yeah, something went wrong before we went on stage since the sound check, and I had to call my tech over. Come over, my God, my teeth are rattling. Yeah, it was like I didn't want to hit the bass drum anytime I moved, you know. But yeah, just the balance between that and that. It's kind of like riding in a car with a nice, you know, sound system.
Yeah.
You can feel it and you hear it, but it doesn't bleed out onto the stage. So
isn't it amazing though how monitoring, because it's important, let's be honest, how it's come on in the last few years.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you'd have said 20 years ago you'll be playing with little earbuds in, you'd have been like,
yeah.
nah, it's not happening. And now it's kind of the go-to.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
I love it because my ears are so bad anyways from playing drums for so many years without knowing when I was a kid blasting my ears out. So I don't like playing without ear protection, and I'm in my own world back here. It's like I got the stuff nice and quiet, so I can play as hard or soft as I want. Use dynamics, you know.
And do you lose any of the energy from the crowd? Because obviously you are a little bit isolated when you put things in your ears.
No, I don't, because if you look back there, see that? It's an SM57 right there, and it's right above my head, and that is to act as if I was standing behind myself.
Like an ambient.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we used to try them different spots of the stage, but I like it back there because sometimes I'll find the bigger rooms I might be hitting my cymbals too hard.
Yeah.
So I'll just turn that up a little bit, add a little high end to it, and it can bring out the shimmer. I won't hit so hard, and I can hear the crowd.
I've never seen that before.
Really?
In that position.
Oh,
Not in that position. I've seen them, you know, stage right, stage left, but never there.
One of the first drummers I ever saw do it, gosh, a long time ago, before I even knew guys were using in-ear monitors. Oh shoot, his name is escaping me now. Fortunately, he's no longer alive. He was the original drummer in the Yellow Jackets. Then he played with Michael Jackson and all those people. Shoot, his name's escaping me. But he would do that. He had it back there, and now I get it.
Is it Ricky Lawson?
Ricky Lawson,
yeah.
One of my favorite drummers.
Right.
Those old Yellow Jacket albums. Yeah. So I saw him doing it. I'm like, you know, I should try that. It totally makes sense. It's like I'm standing back there, right? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that works good. And yeah, that's it for my monitoring stuff. I do have the Behringer Power Play, I forget what they call it, Power Play 16.
Oh yeah.
And we carry a Behringer board all our own, so we don't have a monitor guy. We just you know, tap into their we have a subsnake, you know, and we put everything in our monitor system, and I control it from here. So, you know, I'm in my own world. Yeah.
So there's no one to shout at if the monitor mix has gone to
and
shit.
We use the same mics and same thing every night, so why not? You know, we do the same thing at home. So
do you find it changes much venue to venue, or do you have to do much?
I have reverb built into my stuff too, so if we have a really dry stage or something, I just put a little more, you know, feel into it, you know, things like that. Or sometimes if it's too big a room or too washy, you know, you can tighten things up a little bit, you know, or I need more Dave, he's like a mile away from me now, you know, but, you know, we got monitors blasting up here and the guy's amps are all next to me. I prefer, like, you know, the old days of Led Zeppelin, when no matter how big a place you're playing, you set up like you're playing in the garage, you know, and that's how we do it. I don't want the amps way up front, you know, like Iron Maiden, where I'm in a cubby hole back here.
Yeah.
I like them here so I can, you know, feel it, you know, while I'm playing.
It's bizarre, you know, monitoring has changed so much. I was talking to Simon Kirk.
Yeah.
It was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the Isle of Wight festival where there was no monitors. And can you imagine,
wow.
you know, they've got the amps are just facing in so that he can hear, and and now it's kind of, you know, every day feels like home with those,
I don't know how those guys used to do that in stadiums with the crowd screaming and just walls of amplifiers, drummers just beating the crap out of their stuff to be heard, you know.
So you don't miss the days of having a huge side fill with, you know, subs.
You know, that feels cool too, but my hearing doesn't miss it at all, you know.
No, standard
But I like this because it's really controlled. It's like I'm playing at home in the studio or something all the time in a big place. You just relax. I mean, you feel the energy, but you play with dynamics. You know?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, obviously your Yamaha
hardware
throughout, but the pedals, I like these pedals, I really do.
Yeah, I go back and forth. I got these are called the DFP 9500s, like one generation back.
Yeah.
It's a normal length footboard, right? And then I got the new ones which are the DFP nines, I think they're called, just that. And that's a longboard. And I kind of like them, but I think I got a little more control, shorter ones. It's a feel thing. And it's fun. He's going to demonstrate it now, even though...
Oh, there it is. It's shiny and blue and silver. It's beautiful. They scream quality.
That's
though,
Nico.
They?
Everybody say hi to Nico. All right.
Hey, Nico.
Anyway, so yeah, I've been using the 9500s most of the time.
Yeah.
I like the feel of them. So yeah, works out
No,
well.
it's a great set, and it sounds great. And I know it shouldn't be important, but it looks great as well.
Oh, that's definitely important.
Yeah, you know, it's. I know it's all about the sound, but they've got to look pretty as well,
Yeah.
and they do. So
I don't want to come out here with a bunch of different colored drums and stuff, you know.
No. So obviously it's been. Was it 2019 when you were last over? Is that right?
Yeah.
2019.
I looked it up. We played here, this venue, November 10th of 2019 was our last gig. So almost 5 years exactly. Yeah.
Wow, it's a great venue as well. It's really nice. And,
Sunday night. Sold out. It'll be fun. Yeah, we've been selling out a lot of the shows.
Still selling out venues all these years. And you were talking, how many shows is it you've done with the band now?
Oh shoot, I just looked it up. 930.
930. Wow, that's amazing.
It's John tonight is his 1000th show with us.
That's
as a guitar player, because he used to play some keyboards and sing background vocals, hidden behind a curtain and stuff back in the old days. Yeah. So.
Big promotion, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Huge promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look, Mike, thanks so much for doing this. I
man.
really appreciate you giving me the time. So it's good to
you.
see you as always, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Oh, good.
Looking forward to hearing this.
We'll hang out. Maybe we can get a pint after, or
if we must.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll edit that part out. Yeah.
Have a great show, mate.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.